Welcome to the Waking Up Podcast. This is Sam Harris. Okay, a little bit of housekeeping to do. Today I'll be speaking with Hermes of Reason. He is new to the YouTube world and is a Popperian and a Deutschian. And apparently he's going to show me why I'm wrong about a lot of what I think I know about David's philosophy. And without further ado, I give you Hermes of Reason.
All right, you friggin' douchebags, it's me, Peter Hermes Griffin. How are you?
Hey, Peter, I think we should be taking this YouTube thing a little more seriously. I'm not really in the mood for jokes. I just got a colonoscopy.
I don't know, Joe, that sounds pretty good, giggity.
You guys are such perverts.
The Beginning of Infinity. Explanations that Transform the World. By David Deutsch. Read to you by Walter Dixon.
Hey everybody, Hermes of Reason. This is Hunter. I guess you can call her Hunter of Reason. What I want to talk about today is explanations. She may be Hunter of Reason, but she can't actually hunt reason down via explanations. And this is actually how reason works. It works by seeking good explanations, according to David Deutsch. And Hunter can have treats, but if I asked her what she liked about it and why, Hunter, please explain to the world why you like treats. So, I'm giving her another one because I know that she can't explain. The idea of seeking good explanations is one of the main theses of David Deutsch's book, The Beginning of Infinity, and it describes better what Popper was trying to say about conjectures and refutations, because contained in this idea of seeking good explanations is the idea of doing that by guessing and criticizing the guesses and so forth. And so David talks about how it was only in these certain times in human history where good explanations were sought that progress ever really happened. And it's only happened for more than a few generations once, and that's the time that we're living in now, namely the after the Enlightenment and the scientific revolution. That is all still ongoing, and the defining characteristic of that progress in again, a lot of different kinds of progress has happened, progress in science and technology, in art and morality. We've made progress in these things by, as David argues, seeking good explanations in those fields. And so a lot of human history can be thought of as just an absolute failure to do that, just constantly being satisfied with bad explanations and really not knowing the difference between good and bad explanations. David's distinction between a good and bad explanation is namely this idea of hard to vary versus easy to vary. And so a good explanation is hard to vary. If the details are changed at all in the explanation, that is to say the content, then the explanation would fail. And so a good explanation is one that has content that if you changed at all, it would no longer solve the problem that it was meant to solve. And then so correspondingly, a bad explanation is one with contents that are easy to vary, wherein you can easily change little bits of the details and supposedly the explanation would still tell you something about that part of reality. But in fact, being able to easily change parts of the details is a telltale sign of a bad explanation. Beside this distinction between hard and easy to vary is this idea of explanatory reach, which is the property that some explanations have in that they solve more problems than what they were intended to solve. All of the best prevailing theories of reality, like Darwin's theory of evolution, Popper's theory of knowledge, Turing's theory of universal computation, and Hugh Everett's theory of the many worlds, these are all very deep explanations which help us solve so many more problems than what the problem solvers who created them were intending to solve at that particular time in their problem situation. And so, of course, even David's idea of seeking good explanations I'm sure he was clarifying Popper's work and trying to do his own thing by articulating it in that way, but that idea and articulating it in that way helps me with things in my life and stuff, and can help you too. And he had no idea that we, as people and our problems existed. So it's not like he had in mind to help us solve our problems with this idea, but it has reach. And it really is the reach of explanations that is arguably the most amazing part, or one of the most amazing parts, because, just our ability to try to understand a thing in reality by explaining it, we are then able to control it and then able to choose how it behaves and that kind of thing. And so we become very empowered with this ability to explain things and find better explanations for things in reality so that we can control them and choose how things should be. And so, this brings us to this key revelation in the book where, how most, the prevailing view, again, another prevailing view that's wrong, is that humans are insignificant. But according to David here, our ability to explain things and the reach that these explanations have, and to continue along this stream of open-ended, better and better explanations, this makes humans cosmically significant, because it is through the endeavor to create better explanations that we can actually go on to control more than just what's on the planet, but the solar system, the galaxy, and beyond. And so if we can do that, then, and it's from our explanations, then the capacity to create these explanations must be connected to reality at the deepest level, because it can keep going in terms of, problems can continue to be solved from a civilization where we're just stuck on a planet to, an intergalactic one, and it can just keep going. And the only limit that we have, as David says, is just the laws of physics themselves. So humans can make unbounded progress by seeking good explanations, and are bounded only by the laws of physics. One misconception that David deconstructs in the book is this idea of spaceship Earth, where the environment is this, life preservation entity, and that we have to take care of the environment because it took care of us, and this type of thing. But as David points out, we take care of ourselves. All the things that make human life good are created by humans. And you don't often hear that emphasis. You often hear how destructive humans are. And that, I guess, is largely because people take progress for granted. So even though we have this amazing potential to make progress and control the world, transform the world to our liking, we're still fallible. And we still make mistakes all the time. All of our best theories, in order to be improved open-endedly, have to contain mistakes in them still. And so it is still always a matter of correcting our mistakes. And I think it's key that in order to make that progress where we eventually colonize the universe, our fallibility, has to be well understood. But anyway, that was my brief rundown of the explanations thing. And in the next video, I'm going to cover some different topics, but I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next video. All right.